Hi, Angus from Knowledge Mappers here, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the Countries of the World Research Atlas A to Z layout map. A couple of points before we start. This demonstration is taking place in the MineManager software environment. This is MineManager 15, but if you check our product page on the website, you'll see what alternative formats this map may be available in. In terms of the structure of the video, we're going to walk you through the contents of the main branches of the map first. Then we'll look at the marker index tags that come with the map, see how they're used, and finally we'll look at a couple of other related maps, complementary maps that can be used in conjunction with this particular map. So, moving straight in then, this is Countries of the World Research Atlas A to Z layout map. Definitive Research Atlas map of countries of the world, as defined by ISO 3166 Part 1, the international standard, and arranged alphabetically A to Z. As we can see, with over 5,500 branches hyperlinked to a range of free websites with definitive and comprehensive information about the country, including the BBC, CIA and Wikipedia, this map is the ultimate atlas resource for anybody who researches countries and country-based information on a regular basis. As well as enabling faster information discovery, the map provides a basic geographic framework for users to add their newly discovered information to, as notes or sub-branches, etc., saving them hours in the process. Associated text marker and flag icon groups based on the regions, sub-regions and countries enable the country branches to be geo-filtered accordingly. They also enable users to geotag, and of course geofilter, branches in any existing maps by simply copying and adding them to the marker index. But we'll show you that as we move on with the demonstration. So, getting stuck in then, as with all our maps, we have a note attached to the central topic, which is the metadata describing the map completely. We also have a hyperlink through to the product page, the map page on the KnowledgeMappers.com website. So let's zoom in a wee bit to get a better view. Let's go to 100%. So we've got an A to Z layout of map. So in our under letter A, for example, so we have our main country branches here, which has a standard content as far as we're concerned. So it's all from the ISO 3166 Part 1 standard. So we have the country official short name in English, followed by official 2-letter code, 3-letter code, 3-number code, and then finally the country long name in English. And you notice that sometimes the long name is longer than the short name, and another time the long name is the same as the short name. The colour of the box, country branch, denotes the legal status of the country. Most are independent sovereign states, but there are quite a few dependent states, maybe overseas territories, or there's a variety of types, but the main thing is they are dependent on another country, usually a much larger country. Now within our map will be a note attached to the branch explaining what the dependency is. These branches are also tagged by a variety of filters, and as I said, we'll get on to that in the next part of the demonstration. But now we want to look at the main contents of the sub-branches. So, as I said, this is a research map. So, how this differs from a template map. Template map provides basic information, but is used primarily as a framework to create your own maps from, or copy branches and paste them into other maps, provide structure, whatever. Research map is all about providing you with links to definitive websites, information-rich websites on particular topics, so you can do in-depth research, online research, and then you've got the framework. The map provides a framework for you to do things with that information once you've discovered it. So for a country's research map, currently we have 16 pages linked through to. and on the web, and I'm just going to walk you through those just now. So the main branch is, as with all our maps, is through to the country page on Wikipedia. Maybe widen this out a wee bit. Country page on Wikipedia, which is a very good start for 10 place to go for information. Point out the fact box, top right hand corner of the page, grey facts box, which has got all the kind of real factual stuff. That's a really good, handy, quick reference point. Note that we've only put one hyperlink on the branch here. Mind Manager in particular can handle multiple hyperlinks, but we only put one, so we could lay out the rest of them in a logical way, and you could visual way you could actually see. There's nothing to stop you adding additional hyperlinks there, or changing the hyperlink in the main branch to any one of these or some of your own. Particularly if this is a business map and you've got your own company information regarding these countries' operational intranet sites or whatever. Anyway, so that's a topic in the main branch, but here are getting into the meat and bones of the research stuff. So first, start off with the BBC website, and we get a good source of information on the BBC News website. So for country profiles. There's also link to BBC weather. And maybe you'll get a link through to live weather from the BBC weather microsite as well. Moving on, we've got the American CIA. Their premier contribution is the CIA World Factbook, which they publish in paper form for a good number of years, but there's also been available online for quite a few years as well. So this is a great source of a good range of different sorts of information, handily gathered together under different subheadings. I would draw your attention in particular to economy. There's a great deal of economic information here. So again, if you're doing research for business purposes, for market researching new markets, overseas markets, or whatever, this is a really good starting point. Usually, and the thing is, the CIA keeps this up to date, which is good. Saves you having to. Their other main website is they maintain a Chiefs of State and Cabinet Members of Foreign Governments directory. So when there's elections and stuff like that, government changes, then the CIA update it handily. So here's the current government of Afghanistan. So again, good handy source of information that does change on a predictable basis. Finally, for the CIA, we have their map library. It's usually not comprehensive, and actually not every country is represented in their map library, but they might have the odd thing there that is of use. PDFs, things will be available as at least a PDF or a static image, JPEG or whatever. Moving on to country codes. Well, alas, this shows the perils of linking through to things on the internet. Country Codes was a good little site. It was privately maintained, and it contained all the a reference table of loads of different international codes used for the country, not just the basic ISO standard stuff, but dialing codes and civil aviation codes and all sorts of stuff, which is available elsewhere, but it was all handily in one place here. Privately maintained website. It seems to have gone offline right now, or who knows, it may or may not come back. Anyway, we've left a link in there for now, and hopefully we'll be seeing it again watch this space, I guess. Moving swiftly on then. GeoHack is a tool from Wikimedia Tool Lab, so it's actually back end. So this is really primarily for developers, really, but at Wikimedia Tool Labs, there's actually loads of stuff in there, and there's a scroll down to G, you'll find GeoHack, but the main thing is you'll see it's the back end of Wikipedia, actually. So basically, it just lists resources for digital mapping resources for the particular country on different web services. Bing Maps, Google Maps, obviously being an OpenStreetMap being the main ones, but there's other loads of other stuff as well. So as I say, primarily for developers, but it's a good and useful tool, and worthy to add to developers' toolbox. Moving on, we have just basic Google Maps. So we've created this is a link to a web search, so search on the country, so that's why the country is highlighted. But it's a good, as ever, good free starting point for basic mapping. Moving on, these guys are, this is a fantastic resource here, the International Government Information Library, which is maintained by the University of Colorado in the United States. Now these guys are funded by the United Nations to keep track of websites for all the government websites and information about government, by government, and about countries. So if we look at the Afghanistan here, so it's looking through, so you can see the various tabs of different sorts of links, so country profiles, so from various different government profiles, so we'd have maybe the Foreign Office, UK Foreign Office, American State Department, whatever. There's the official government link through to the official government website, and probably, more than likely, these are going to be in the native language of the country, so you're going to have to be able to speak it to make sense of it, but it's a really good starting point, and again, everything in one handy place, but these are the guys that are paid to do these sort of things, so take advantage of the resource paid for by the United Nations. So, moving on then. Wikipedia. Now, we've obviously shown you the country page on Wikipedia. That's that one there. But there are loads of other Wikipedia resources as well. So, as well as the country page, there is, I think, for every country, there is actually a portal page which shows culture, things to do, articles, whatever, and maybe related portals as well and stuff like that. It's a good place to spend a bit of time, jumping off point, whatever, if you really wanted to delve into the country over and above just the basic factual stuff and historic stuff in an encyclopedia article, which is the main country page. If you're looking for more sort of multimedia resources, whatever, there's an index to list of articles, Afghan country-related articles on Wikipedia. Then on Wikimedia Commons, we've got various other things, images and videos, whatever, that have been tied with Afghanistan there. Then we've got the Atlas page. They've got actually loads more Atlas map imagery than in the CIA library. So there's loads of stuff there, historic stuff, current stuff, things, lots of things used in Wikipedia articles, basically Afghan-related Wikipedia articles, but they're all kind of gathered in the one place. So that's again a fantastic smorgasbord of stuff. And finally, another wiki project, we have Wikivoyage, which is sort of travel guide format of country-based information, which is a bit more up to date. So, for example, travelling in Afghanistan is extremely dangerous, and independent travel sightseeing is emphatically warned against for some reason. So that's the range of stuff that we've got there, which is, you know, a whole host of stuff to fill your boots with. Should keep you amused for and interested for ages. Moving on to the index marker tags, you can see that the branches are tagged with various things, various marker groups. Oh, just to remind viewers or Mind Manager users that you know, you can turn the tags on or off in show hide. But we've got 3 marker groups. We have a United Nations region, these UN region and a sub-region. So you know, Africa here is we've got Eastern Africa. Well, let's look at Afghanistan here. Is Asia is the main region, and then its sub-region is Southern Asia, and then finally it's tagged with. We've got a group tagging them with the country as well. So that's made up of the ISO short name and the 3 codes in brackets afterwards. And for as far as the dependent territories are concerned, they're also tagged with the country they are dependent on, and I'll show you the usefulness of that in a second. But before I do, just to finish off the tags, we've also, in addition to the text marker tags, we've also got a flag icon tag group as well. So this is a tag group, same as the country text markers. We've got the short name and the codes, but we've also got the flag, country flag, as an icon image. On the map as it stands, the images are all topic images. They could be, you know, if you tag them with icons, then the icon gets tagged to the branch and is visible in the branch. But with My Manager, icons are very specific, and they're only rendered at a particular size, no matter the size of the source image, so which is quite small. So if you were to you know, zoom out, you potentially lose the resolution, or whereas with the flag we can change the size. We could, you know, format the topic. Change the layout, etc., etc. So a bit more versatility, but there are times when the icon is important, would be useful as well. Perhaps the icon would be there if you wanted to use the topic image for some other image other than the country flag, but you still have a flag in there. Horses for courses. Horses for courses. Anyway, let's undo that, and let's untag the branches. So the point of all these filters means you can do great things. So Afghanistan here is part of the Southern Asia region. So let's do a different thing. Let's do a scenario. The scenario is you are the sales manager of the Europe, Africa, Middle East region. So let's do a filter based on that. So you can do My Manager's Power Filter button. You are Africa, Europe. Now, the Middle East is not a region, it's a sub-region, and in UN speak, it's not called the Middle East, it's called Western Asia. So, let's do a filter on that. It may take a while, because it's got quite a lot to go through with all the research branches on the country as well. As I said in the introduction, there's over 5,000 branches on this map. So depending on the power of your system, filter will happen a bit quicker in some and in others. Well, anyway, but there you go. We've got all the countries that are part of Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. They're all filtered. Now we could work with the map as it stands, or using My Manager's functions, we can send topics to a new linked map. Again, it will take a wee minute because it's working with 5,500 branches. What it's doing now is sending all those branches we filtered on, and sending them, creating another map just with those branches on it. And there we go. And incidentally, to point out, when you do the send link map, then the marker tags go with it as well. And we can save that map and work with it and whatever, but we're not going to do that. So you change the map one. No, thank you. So here's our map again. Let's remove the filter that we put in it. The other use of our filters, as I said, we have the all the country branches are tagged by the country markers as well, and the dependent states are tagged by the state they are dependent on too. So let's show you the usefulness of that. So let us filter on United Kingdom, and let's find the remnants of the British Empire around the globe. So we're waiting for it to get to the countries, overseas territories, etc. that are governed by United Kingdom. So again, it's working through 5,000 branches, so it's takes a wee minute for it to think about it. So you know, perhaps this is why we have template atlases as well as research atlases. So here we have United Kingdom there, but then here are all the other territories around the world, and if you look at the region tag, there's pretty much not a region that's not represented, but here are all overseas territories and colonies, territories of the United Kingdom, dependent on the United Kingdom. So that's the usefulness of tags and markers. And one final thing, you know, it's pretty straightforward to just simply paste the marker tags between maps as well. So this is a new map which we just pasted the group to, And as you can see, it's all there. So we can now geotag this map. It could have been an existing map. Simply add them in there. So that again, hope you'll agree, hugely powerful feature. Enable you to geotag your own maps. Right, so moving on to other kind of complementary related maps. So our atlas maps are either research maps or template maps, and they're an A to Z layout or a geographic layout. So this is the same map now. I'll show you the same map now, but in a geographic layout. So arranged by the we've done the kind of filtering for you, if in effect, and there's some nice graphics. So arranged by the UN regions. So there's Asia. Let's find Afghanistan again. Was in southern Asia, and there we go. Afghanistan is there, and there's all our links through as well. So it's horses for courses. Sometimes the straight A to Z layout is where you want. Other times there's some pseudo geographic layouts because the the regions are arranged as to where you would expect them to be on the standard sort of world map, Mercator map. So America is in the left, Europe there, and it goes north to south as well, roughly. So there's Europe at the top, Australasia, or sorry, Oceania at the bottom. Horses for courses. Another map. Finally, look at A to Z layout. So, or sorry, a template atlas. This is countries of the world, and it's simply got the country branches. We don't have the research branches as well. So, this provides simple basic framework, the same geographic framework for you to use. A template atlas, you either use this map in its own right as a framework to add your information to, or you copy and paste it to other maps or whatever. As you can see, it's it still has the marker tags attached to it, but when we do power filtering, for example, so let's do that same Europe, Africa, and Western Asia, filter, because it's less branches to work with. Filtering is much quicker and stuff like that. So, but again, it doesn't have the research information. So it's horses for courses, again with that. And one final thing to point out, this has all been in the Mind Manager software environment, digital mind map software environment. Our maps are usually available in at least Adobe Acrobat PDF format. Adobe Acrobat, as standard, has a built-in viewer to be able to view Mind Manager PDF maps, and so you can share the map with people colleagues, friends and colleagues, whoever, who may not have Mind Manager software, and we can just drill down and we get on to the country map, the country profile on the BBC, for example, whatever. I'd also point out to Mind Manager viewers to remind them that they have the PDF publisher export facility within their map. So if when they're using our atlases to create their own maps, as a framework to create their own maps, then they can publish them as PDFs and share them with their colleagues. Right, that concludes our walkthrough of the Research Atlas. I hope you found it useful. I've certainly had fun, and we'll see you again next time.